check this out. Hi guys, in this video we're going to be installing and reviewing this RGB multifunctional switch panel. This video is not sponsored, but Auxbeam kindly sent us this panel so we could try it out and use it in our van. As some of you probably know, we've installed a bunch of stuff that we need a lot of switches for. For example, the fan, we have extra lights, we have a bunch of stuff. So it would be nice to organize everything with one panel instead of having 15 different switches. So before installing this, let's open the package and see what we got in it. We moved inside because we have a table here. So let's take a closer look. So the first thing you'll find in the box is the pamphlet from Auxbeam with the instructions and also the labels that you can put on your switch panel. But we'll take a look at that later. And what comes in the box underneath is this. Looks very nice. So on top we'll find the circuit control box. Looks like this. And you can open it like so. And here you have your connections for your power lines and your negative, and there is the connections for the switch panel. And then here you have all the connections where you can hook up your lights or whatever you're gonna hook up to this panel. And you have these fuses here that goes through each couple here, so you can choose what kind of fuse you need. Very neat. And we also have a big circuit breaker for your power line in to the circuit box. 60 amps. And then we have the panel itself. Very neat and nice, made out of aluminium. And here you can put your labels on depending on what you're gonna run from it. And then we have the mounting brackets for the panel, so you can install it, and also the wiring harnesses. A couple here we'll need. We also have the main power lines here that you can hook up. So it's ready to go. Also get some bolts and nuts to connect everything. And on the bottom we have, I guess, another mounting bracket. And some zip ties. All you need to hook it up. Let's begin. This kit includes the power cables necessary to hook everything up. And in most of today's vehicles it would work perfectly, but since we have a Mercedes 508D, our batteries are situated underneath the driver's seat right here in this box. So we got a longer cable with the same diameter, it's 10mm square, so we can run our cable from the batteries all the way underneath here, up through the engine compartment and in behind our dashboard, where we're gonna connect the circuit box. So let's see if we can wiggle the wire all the way up in the front. So underneath here we have our batteries. We have two of them because we run a 24-volt system in this van. And don't worry, if you have a 12-volt system, this panel will work with 12 volts as well. Okay, let's start running our cable. See if we can get it to go all the way around. Okay, let's see if we can find it on the other side also. So we took our wire and we traced the wiring harness of the vehicle all the way up here. So we're gonna come up through a rubber gasket here with our cable and then we're gonna run it alongside the other wiring harnesses and then up here behind the dashboard. So I don't know if you can see it properly, but over here there's a rubber gasket with all the harnesses coming up through into the engine compartment, and we're gonna try to squeeze our cable through here and see if we can get it up into the engine compartment and then out behind the dashboard. So let's open the dashboard and see if we can find our cable behind it. We undid 4 screws here that's holding this dashboard. And you can just open it a little bit carefully like this. So let's see if we can get our cable out here. Also, when you run your cable like this, before you cut it off and connect everything and hook it up, make sure that the path you put it, for example, we follow the wiring harness of the original car, make sure that you zip tie it first so you have enough length so you don't cut it off and then you zip tie it and you notice that you pulled it a little bit too much or something like that. So before we hook up the circuit control box, we gotta install the circuit breaker, this one. And it should be somewhere easy accessible, because in case it blows you can always reset it here. So this is the main circuit breaker. If something goes wrong or something pulls more than 60 amps, it will break the connection of your incoming positive line, and then you can fix the issue or whatever happened, and then you can just reset it like this and you're good to go. So in our case we decided we're gonna put the circuit breaker right here, so in case we need to use it, it's easy accessible to reset. If you have to make your positive wire longer or the negative wire longer, you're also gonna need these ones to hook them up to the connection points on everything, like here. This hole is a M8 and the bolt is a M6, so this one is a little bit big, but it's all we got and it's gonna work fine. To connect this, you need to strip the wire a little bit. You can check approximately how much here. And you strip it. Like so, and then push it and make sure that it goes all the way in. Like that. And then you have to crimp it. After you crimped it, you wiggle it and you pull it a little bit and make sure that it's on there properly. And if you want, you can always solder it also, so you know it's properly secured. Now we have to connect our main positive line in, so we're just gonna cover up this one a little bit so we don't get connected to the ground somewhere and get a shortage. The first thing we do, like so. So now we connected our positive wire that we have from our batteries. We still haven't connected it to the battery side yet, because that means we'll have 24 volts here. So we hook everything up first, and the last thing we hook up is the batteries. So now we need to get from the circuit breaker to our circuit control box. And for that we're gonna use some of the cables that they sent in the kit that you would usually use if you have a regular vehicle. So we're going to take this one because the red is positive, and it should be long enough to get to the circuit control board underneath our dashboard, and we hook it up just like we did with the other cable. So let's run it in here. And now this one is being connected on this side here. So the circuit breaker comes with these rubber hats to protect the poles, and can put them back on again now when we tighten everything up. So now we're ready with the main circuit breaker, and now we can move on to connecting the circuit control box. So I'm gonna close this again. Make sure we don't lose any tools. Like so. And now we can start connecting the control box in here. Okay, so on to the circuit control box, which is this thing right here. And we forgot to mention, it was also included in the kit, but it was beneath the packaging. This is the mounting bracket you can use to mount this box. If you're gonna have it, for example, in your engine compartment or something, it might be easier to use the bracket. But we're not gonna use it on our install, because we're gonna have our box underneath the dashboard. It's not optimal if you need to get to it, but we're gonna rearrange a little bit here, and then we're gonna find a good place to have this one so we can easily access it if we need to change the fuses or something. So let's look inside. It looks like this. Here you have all your connections and fuses, and you even get some extra fuses in the latch. You have your positive, your negative where you connect, and then you have the fuses for all your different channels where you can hook up the lights and everything here. You also have LED indicators here if the fuse is bad. And up here you have the connection for the switch panel. Let's connect the circuit control box. We're gonna connect our positive wire from our circuit breaker to this one that is marked with the red line for positive, and then we're gonna hook up our negative wire to that one which is black for the negative wire. And we're also gonna hook up one of these just to show you guys, but all the hookups for our lights and everything we're gonna do in there, so it's a bit hard to film, it won't be nice. So we're gonna do that off camera, but we'll show you when we have the switch panel in place and all the lights we decided to put on it. So when you're gonna connect your lights or whatever you're gonna use with this panel, you can see you have different channels here, plus and minus, and here is 5 amps. Then you just strip them accordingly, and then you put them in, and then you connect. That's one channel that you're gonna use for that light. And if you're gonna use 2 lights, you have another channel here, so you have a total of 8 channels. And you can see the amperage of your channel here. So you have 2.5, 210, 220, and 230 amp channels that you can connect to your switch panel. Now we connected the circuit control box and all our cables to it. It took a little while because it was a mess in here and it got dark, so hopefully you'll see everything anyway. What we're gonna do now is remove all our old switches, and then we're gonna make place so we can get the switch panel in place. Okay, so now the switch panel is in place and it's secured. Now we need to hook it up to the circuit control box. And for that you get this cable, which is quite long, so depending on where you put your circuit control box and your switch panel, you have like quite a lot of wire to run it around stuff if you want your panel somewhere else that's not this close to the box. Now let's connect it to the circuit control box. Just gotta put all this cable in here because we didn't need to go that far. So this one you connect next to the ignition switch wire if you're gonna run one of those. And you can see easily here it's a little bit bigger than the other wire. And just click it in like that and you're done. So now we're more or less done here. Everything is connected. We got all our wires in that we want to run all our lights and stuff. And The panel is in place. The only thing we have left to do is to choose the stickers that we want for our buttons, and should be good to go. The only thing we have left is to connect the battery cable that we ran from the beginning, from the batteries all the way up into here. So let's do that first, and then we can see if it works. Okay, here we are. Now all we have to do is connect this one to the positive. Now we're done on the battery as well, so we can put the seat back and then we can try out the panel. So before closing everything up, we just wanted to show you a really nice feature that this circuit control box has. It will actually show you exactly which fuse is broken. So we hooked all our lights up to it, and we have a couple of underlights under the bus, and we know for a fact that they're broken, so they blow the fuse all the time. We're gonna replace them, but we just wanted to take this opportunity to show you guys. So let's say you have a bad light and you're gonna turn it on, but nothing happens. You open the circuit control box, and then you will see a little red LED light shining where the broken fuse is. Which is really smart, because then you know immediately where the problem is. I really like that feature. So the panel is connected, it's working. The default color is green, but it's a RGB light, so you can change to whatever color you want, probably via the app. We're gonna download it and we're gonna try out everything tonight. There's also some features in the panel itself, like for example strobing, I guess. But we're gonna try it all out, and then we'll see you guys tomorrow and we'll show you everything we learned. Hi guys, it's the next day, and now we're gonna put on the stickers that came with the kit for our switch panel. Boom. As you can see, it's done. It's right here, and it's a RGB panel, so you can switch the colors to whatever color you like. If you like green or yellow or red, etc. White, you can just switch around to any color you want. It also has an inbuilt sensor that will dim the lights of the panel down when it's dark, so you don't get blinded by it. And during the day, when it's very light, it will actually dim the strength up, so you can see the panel properly, even though it's very light outside, which is really good. The switch panel comes with an app. You can connect via Bluetooth, and then you can control the panel from there, and the lights. You can turn on all your lights. You can also set in the app or on the switch itself the settings. It comes with 3 settings, so either you have the regular one is on and off, or you have momentarily. It means that as long as you're holding your finger on the button, it will activate. And the third option is strobing, so it blinks like this. And you can set it either on the panel here from the middle or on your app. To sum up, the installation process was straightforward, very easy, and they have a manual for you that you can follow if you're unsure. very good. The quality was very nice. I liked it very much because the panel itself is in aluminium. It feels really solid, and the buttons, when you click them, it feels really nice. It's hard to describe, but it feels like it's very nice quality when you click the buttons. Also, the control circuit box, you can see on it and feel when you connect everything that it's solid, good quality. The same with the circuit breaker, and the cables that came with it, very nice. So we're really happy about this product. It fits us really well. We're super happy to get rid of all the old switches, and now we can finally see what we're switching on and off in the darkness. Also, we got the chance to organize everything, and now everything has its own fuse, so it's finally the way it should be. It's a very nice product. It's highly customizable, so you can decide yourself with the stickers and what you connect to it, and it has a couple of different features also, which is really cool. Svårt ska det vara att trycka på en knapp bakom. Check this out. What? Check this out.